Holy shit. Gabby got me a haircut. What you guys think, man? I'm trying to look. Welcome, you guys. This is episode 2. We're gonna be squatting today. And I just wanted to say that so episode 1, we did some deadlifts and they moved really well. But honestly, that day on deadlifts, I pushed it way too hard. A couple weeks building up to that deadlift day, I was doing a lot of beltless conventional work, just making sure that my back was good. I was doing a lot of core work, just to make sure everything was good, and I was just trying to stay away from back pain. And then that day came around where I was just so excited. I did everything right, you know, slowly built back up to strength. But I think that day, on my very last third set, I did an AMRAP for some reason with 500 and just back fried after that. So I probably pushed it a little bit too hard, but no re-injury, nothing scary like that. So I got kind of lucky. But yeah, I got to remember not to go into things like so meat-headed. And I just wanted to say that for any of you guys that are, you know, trying to get strong again, or, you know, see these videos and they're like, fuck it, I'm going to get back into strength again. Just be really careful, but not so afraid and careful that you're not pushing it, you know. Sometimes a little uncomfortable, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, you can push through, but knowing your body's definitely good when, you know, when you need to stop things. But yeah, today we're going to be doing some squats, and same thing for squats. I've just been slowly building the squat back up. This is going to be my 3rd day low bar squatting, like pretty powerlifting style. But before that, I was doing a lot of, you know, squat variations and things like that. And yeah, hopefully we can move some weight today. So I'm kind of excited about that. And also, another thing, I want to talk to you guys about how I gained so much weight. I was 180 or 165 a couple months ago, and now I'm 185 in the morning. This is all morning weight, so which is pretty fucking awesome. So I'm gonna show you guys what I've been making for breakfast. So I pretty much just put berry blend that you can get anywhere, any place. Just get a frozen berry blend, build a cup up, half up, throw a handful of spinach in there, throw a half thing of orange juice in there. I'm not really like, I don't know, I'm not that strict about it. I just kind of fucking eyeball it. Fuck, where's my protein powder, man? Also, I've been taking my creatine again. The shake is done. So you can just sip that throughout the morning. Now we gotta make the real breakfast. Alright, so for a while I wasn't eating eggs, but the way I've been doing it, it's just been hitting. Hopefully, let's see if I can do this with one hand. I don't know. Oh, Gordon Ramsay and this fucking bitch, dude. Oh, shit. Whatever. Little shell ain't hurt. Little cell ain't hurt nobody. Step 1, 3 eggs, 4 pieces of bacon. And protein-wise, 3 eggs is not really much. 4 pieces of bacon is not really much. But then you add it all together with another 30 from there. You know, it starts to add up. It starts to look pretty good for you. Protein, at least. I'm fucking ugly right now. Fuck! God damn, fuck! I'm on with my camera, but Jesus, I'm struggling really bad. This right here, this is the fat part. This is where you get fucking fat. that's why we're doing it, guys. Because we're trying to get fucking huge. Okay, fuck. God damn it. Fuck. I just want to be huge. Fuck. God damn it. I burnt that shit, cuz. Cousin? Burnt that shit, cousin. On the head of someone true, and now I see the thumbnail. One thing I notice about eating this much is I sweat all the time. I feel like a fat fuck sweating. So I was just at Muscle Factory, right? And I saw a kid who looked like he's probably, you know, first couple months into lifting, and I could just I could tell he was really trying to figure it out, right? And by the way he was lifting, I could tell he was trying to be as proper as possible. You know, it's really good eccentrics, perfect form, perfect everything. And I just want to say, like, that, at least in my opinion, right? For whatever that's worth. But in my opinion, you know, there's a lot of like highly scientific training out there and like all this stuff. But when you're first getting into the gym, I feel like using those, you know, like reps in reserve, you know, blah, 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 all this stuff, is really advanced. And, you know, for me, training to failure, I don't think you'll ever have training to failure ever figured out. It's always something that you're striving for, but you'll never ever reach it. And it's just like continuously, you know, practicing, getting used to like extreme amounts of pain and, you know, trying to train your mind to like be okay with going to those places. If you get what I'm saying. And it's not something that you can just wake up one day, first 6 months, first year, first two years into lifting and just like, you know how to do it. You know what failure is for your body. You know, like all these things. And I mean, unless you're like some phenom who's just like extremely in tune with their bodies. But in my opinion, I think it would be a lot more beneficial for, you know, first it's technique, and then it's training with proper form, and then it's training with intensity and with intent to destroy your body and see how far you can push it. And there's going to be times, you know, when you start this training, and there's going to be times where you're going to be like, holy fuck, I'm going to die. Like, someone call the ambulance, like all this. And you just need to tell yourself, like, that's not going to happen. Like, you just need to be real that you just need to be like, I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until, you know, until you lay down on the turf at the end of your workout and you're staring at the fan and you're like, you can't even think about all the problems in your life. You can't even think about what the fuck's going on. All you can do is breathe and you just feel this sense of relief of, oh, I'm done. I'm done with the workout and I fucking pushed it. And, you know, the more times you do that consecutively, the better you'll get at pushing yourself even further. And so just kind of going for full circle, going back to the kid that's training with extremely good form, all this, like all super slow, like he doesn't even, like he's just doing what he thinks is right, which is totally fine. And I think you should experiment with a lot of different types of training. But at least for your first couple of years of working out, I really think that defining what training hard is for yourself is really going to take you really far. And I also think that it's going to make working out more fun for you, especially if you're younger. Me and my buddies, it would be like this almost like ritual, like kind of like almost like it would be this like powerful experience of like we would talk to each other. At least some of my training partners, we would talk to each other, or just me alone. Majority of my lifting career, majority of the time I've ever lifted, I lifted alone. But having those talks with your friends or having those talks with yourself, about like, I'm not going to talk to anybody at the gym, until after my workout's done. I'm going to, prep myself. I have to prep myself because I'm about to go in some fucking deep, dark waters, and it's about to get scary in there. And, even with the training partner, I'd say like, all right, once we take our pre-workout, we're going to take our pre-workout at one of our houses. And once we drive to the gym, we're going to listen to music. Everything is going to be focused on how hard we can go in the gym and how serious this is about to get. And then, we sit in the car for a little bit after the song, song's over, listen to one final song. And then once we're going in there to fucking smash it and kill it. And that sounds kind of like, it sounds very Machiavelli motivation. And I know I'm not like a Reuter. I'm not like this giant fucking guy. But I grew up listening to Machiavelli motivation. I grew up listening to these guys. I grew up, looking at myself being like, you're a bitch. Like, you don't push yourself hard. You don't, all this stuff. And that's kind of like the Machiavelli motivation, like videos. They'll kind of be like, aggressive towards you. And, that just really resonated real well with me. And, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Just going back to that kid, that kid might be like going through those motions, trying to, do everything properly and, use exact form because he's, might be embarrassed of, pushing really hard, or he might be embarrassed of this and that. And once you get, all those fears of who's staring at you at the gym and nothing, and that is gone, right? And you're in this little bubble in your own little bubble, and you don't even know what the fuck's going around on you. Yeah, there's people, there's noise, you're being conscious of your space, but that's about it. And really, you're in this flow. I say flow a lot, but it's like you're in this like rolling workout where it's like boom onto the next thing, boom onto the next thing. You know exactly what you need to be doing. You're listening to your body. You know exactly what you need to do to keep the pump going, to keep the pump even bigger. And even just like stopping and talking during the workout for 10 minutes, you'll feel the focus and you'll feel the blood and everything like leaving the muscles that it needs to go. And, I've had just the other day, Brian, Brian's done a couple videos for me, and Adam, and, we just stopped to chat it up for 5 minutes, and I was just like, bro, I'm sorry. I gotta keep going. I gotta finish this workout. And he totally understands, but it's like, a lot of people will be like, bro, why are you like so serious, blah, blah, blah. And it's why I'm so serious about it is because that is when you're rolling like that and you're that focused and you're that, you're putting that much passion towards it and you're putting that much pain towards it. Once you like kind of combine all of it, you get this like, I don't know, it's almost like a profound feeling of just like fucking awesomeness. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's just fucking epic when you've done all these things and gone to the gym, and it's just so much focus, and it's really just extremely pleasurable and super fun. And that's the scenario I try to replicate every single time I work out. But yeah, I'm just kind of blabbering a lot, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little. And I'm gonna take my pre-workout and we're gonna head to the gym and hit some legs. And one more thing to say, when I was like really small, just getting into the gym, I was just like first getting into the gym, I would always look at how like the biggest guys in the gym worked out, or the hardest working guys in the gym tended to be the biggest. And there were some extremely big guys at Trenios. There were some absolute monsters, and they're the nicest guys. And they trained with
purpose and intent, and they train extremely hard, and they're older guys. And I talked to one of them. He's probably like, I don't know, 260, just big ass fucking guy. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I come in here and, it helps me get my emotions out, and it helps me, feel, and I like seeing this massive guy, and I'm like, holy shit. It's like that. He's like, that's what it's about. And that's probably why he's been able to do it for so long, is like, cause it's a nice place for him to, find peace and, come out of the gym at night and sit in your car, listen to some music, and, stare off into the parking lot instead of brain rotting on your phone. And I don't know, I don't know. But back to what I was saying, like, being that small, I was like, man, these guys train like this. I got to start training like this. It might look weird for me now. And one of the other commercial gyms I'd go to, like, yeah, you'd have some, old guy laughing at you for training so hard, but you keep going because, eventually you will be one of those big guys. Eventually you will be, hopefully, through training like that, you're going to, be somewhat impressive. And it's like, once the guy's humongous and he's training like that, it's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, like it makes sense. But then the little scrawny guy training like that, who started that way, it's like, oh yeah, you think you're fucking this, that. And, in reality, it's like that huge guy probably started off as that small guy. It's like the only thing that was consistent was he trained like a fucking maniac from being small to being big. Nothing changed. He's just always trained hard. And that's kind of like what I like. I don't know. That was kind of like an insecurity of mine when I was younger. And it's like, hopefully, in a couple years, I'll be, training just as hard, if not, or of course harder, because you're always wanting to train harder. But, hopefully, I'm one of those big guys training hard. It's like, hell yeah, man. Like, you fucking train hard. No wonder you're so fucking big. It's like, you just have to trust that putting your heart into it, over the course of 10 years is going to pay off. And even if you're not some huge mass monster, which you're probably not going to be, if you're natural, you're going to look pretty sweet, and you're going to, it's not really about looking sweet, but, from the place you started to the place you ended, that progress and that difference is what's going to be super impressive. And it's going to be something that, you feel proud about, which I feel like is pretty valuable when, I'm not I just think of it like myself, like I'm not the most smartest, talented guy, I don't know how to play instruments or speak different languages or, all these things. And, it's nice to have something that, you feel good about and you feel like, you worked hard at and you're good at. But yeah, so.
This is supposed to be squatting day 1, but we already PR'd by 1 rep the first set, and then we PR'd by 2 reps the second set, and definitely being 10 pounds heavier is translating very well to strength. Like it's actually fucking insane how just like the 10 pounds is just creating such great strength gains right now. Like I've never done that in my life. So fuck yeah, it's a win.
Just made a shake, but my rice is like super hydrated, right? So it's super fluffy, and I was like, there's like milk rice smoothies that people drink. So I was like, what if we just lobbed a fat amount of rice in there and blended it? And I'm thinking it's just gonna sink to the bottom, but looks pretty blended to me. I don't feel any rice. I put like, I don't know, probably like a half cup of cooked rice. There's a little bit, but I kind of like it. That's not bad. Hey, bulking fucking hack, just rediscovered.